Are you ready for some football? You know, it's football season. The Houston Texans is back in the building. Hey, look, this Simbo from Simbo's Court. I got my partner CL with me from the bottom to the bricks, from the bricks to the bottom. Y'all know who he is. Y'all see him every time, all the time, every now and then on the We Are Famous show. You know what I'm saying? What's up, CL? What's going down, man? Flip flopping, you can do it how you want to. It's the bottom to the bricks, all day. 9601. Okay. So if you're gonna see it, get it right or don't see it at all, man. Oh, y'all be up ass nickel. Nah, man, I'm from the Shakers, bro, all the way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm from Shakers, Acreage Homes. You know, you get it right, homeboy.
Yeah, we ain't gonna be Acreage Home long because they taking all our shit like they doing everywhere else.
Yeah, they done gentrified the home front. You know what I'm saying? It's too much going on, man. Got them row houses over there now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, look, man, we not here for that. You know what I'm saying? We here because CBS Sports, they just dropped their projections. You know, I saw they little thing on Instagram. You know, they got the Houston Texans sitting fourth, best chance in the AFC to reach the Super Bowl. The fourth best chance? Come on, man. That's like a slap in the face. That's too low for me. What you think, Sigel?
Well, can you name them all for me? Who all got ahead of them so I can give me a real assessment on what I think? Can you name them all for me?
I can name them for you, man. They got Baltimore with the best chance. Then they got Denver coming in behind that as the second best chance. And then they got Josh Allen and the Bills coming in at third. And you got my Houston Texans, CJStroud, and the stingiest defense in the NFL coming in at fourth best chance in the AFC to make it to the Super Bowl. Incredulous.
It may be incredulous for you, but I can see the other top two quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, ahead of CJStroud. But for the Broncos, Texas should be third, at least one step up. I'm going to give them other two MVP quarterbacks their credit because they are MVP quarterbacks, something that CJStroud is far from right now. So I don't think the Denver Broncos should be above them because even last year, they barely beat us by a field goal, and they shouldn't even be nowhere near us. But the other two quarterbacks, I give them two credit, them MVP quarterbacks, that they should be above us when it comes to being the top in the AFC.
Okay, well, unfortunately, this is not a quarterback rating list. This is teams.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hold on. You said quarterbacks. Hold on. See, the problem with that is Baltimore has absolutely no defense. They got a new head coach and a quarterback that's coming off the worst season he's ever had. That's number one. Denver, their defense was top-notch, just like the Texans. I think the Texans had a better defense. Their quarterback broke his ankle in the AFC Championship game. He's coming back. We don't know how he's going to play. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm talking team football right now. Then you got the Buffalo Bills, which my Texans, I guess they're your Houston Texans. We own him. It's sack him at least 5-6 times a game with Josh Allen. Their defense spotty. They just, fired their head coach. They got a new head coach. We the only consistent thing in the building. Now, I understand that the AFC, is deeper than the Pacific Ocean. You got those teams. You got Mahomes. We ain't even talked about Pat Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? You got my boy from the Chargers. You got a whole bunch of teams out there. But what I'm saying is, man, look at what we did this offseason. We went and fixed the offensive line through the draft and signing free agents. We got old boy from Cleveland. We got the lineman from the Colts. We drafted that dog of a lineman in the second round, first pick. Then you go out, you address the running back needs, and you go out and get Montgomery from the Detroit Lions. That's a bad man. So now we don't have to put all the pressure on your guy, Woody Marks. All I'm saying is, I hear you with the quarterbacks. Yeah, of course Josh Allen is a better quarterback than CJ Stroud. Of course Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than CJ Stroud. But this is not the quarterback list. This is the team list. We the only team that's carrying over and got better from the previous season. So I understand that you're agreeing with the national media and you think it's okay where they have us, and that's fine. Go ahead.
You say it's not about a quarterback. I understand it's not about quarterback.
I didn't say that. I said this is not a quarterback list.
Okay,
This is a team list.
but everything starts from the quarterback. That's how the teams work. Teams work based on who the quarterbacks is. That's why the quarterbacks get paid the most money.
I have a question for you before we move this on to the next thing.
Go ahead.
Who is the quarterback that won the Super Bowl last year?
The Seattle Seahawks quarterback.
You don't even know his name. That's the point I'm trying to make. You said the Seattle Seahawks. Thank you. Thank you. So let's move on. So the Texans coming off a dominant 12-win season. You know, we got the stingiest defense, one of the elite defenses in the entire league. You know, that wasn't a fluke. They made history last year. And like I say, this offseason, the moves we made, retooled the offensive line. Brought in Montgomery, Wyatt Teller. We got depth across the board. We even just signed Clowney. So now on third down, you got to deal with Hunter, Will Anderson Jr., and Clowney. So if you're in 3rd and 6 or longer, if I'm the opposing offense, I don't know what to do.
You tell me don't talk about quarterbacks who's on the offensive side, but then you go talk about a whole defensive side of a team. If you talking about the team, you can't still single it out to you talking about the defense, and I can't talk about the offense.
Hold on.
Houston Texans.
Hold on. Before I went to the defense, I addressed the moves that we made on offense. I just said we fixed that problem by retooling the offensive line by going get Teller in the draft. We got Teller in a free agency. We drafted big. We fixed the line. We got a new offensive coach. I said that first. I prefaced that before I went to the defense. See, I'm talking in the whole team thing. And guess whose name I haven't said this whole show yet? CJStroud. Right. I haven't said his whole name, but I haven't said it purposefully because I knew you was gonna come and try to say these clickbait names, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and then you want to come back and trash CJ Stroud. I'm not gonna let you do that, sir. So the point that you're trying to make this about quarterbacks. This is not about quarterbacks. This is about teams. They have the Houston Texans, the 4th best chance in the AFC, and I just think that's a slap in the face.
Well, how you gonna have a team without a quarterback? Because guess what? Most teams are not a team until they get a quarterback. So you said it cut me off telling me what I shouldn't say about a quarterback, but most teams don't have a team if you don't have a quarterback. A team will never be talked about if they don't have a quarterback that's functional for that team. They'll be talked about. So you started cutting me off. So why you cut me off when I talk about these players, but you don't only talk about CJ with them big feet and them big ass hips he got?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm not cutting you off about quarterbacks. My point I'm trying to make is I asked you before we even got here who's the quarterback who won the Super Bowl. You couldn't even name him. But guess what we do have in H-Town?
What?
We have a quarterback. And he's got his weapon back. He got Tank Dell back. Collins is healthy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got new tight ends. We ready. So offensive line is retooled. Look, when you got CJ Stroud entering another year in the same system, paired with a powerhouse defense under DeMeco Ryans, you answered all the questions. It makes zero sense that they're that low when 2 of the teams that's above them, they dominated last year. That's all I'm saying. I know this is a new year. But I'm saying most of the time, you make predictions and graphs like that and lists based on the previous season, since this is the type of list it is, the off season, and the players that's on the roster. The only team that has got significantly better in this whole list is the Texans. That's why I say they too low on the list.
I know this is Simbo's court, All sports, straight sports, straight sports. The Texans are exactly where they supposed to be because you know why? The Texans haven't done anything yet. And the Kansas City Chiefs are above them. The Baltimore Ravens above them. The Buffalo Bills are above them. And all three of those teams got a better quarterback at this point. MVP quarterbacks. That's above CJStroud. So if number 4 is where the Houston Texans are, they lucky to be at number 4 right now. And they lucky it's not no lot of MVPs below them that should be reputable enough to be in that spot. Those 3 MVP quarterbacks and those teams in that division should be before the Houston Texans. So they're right to be in that number 4 spot. Now they got to prove if they can be in a better spot this year because they haven't done anything yet, but they got to prove that, and CJStroud got to prove that in his contract year. So until he proved that, they're exactly where they're supposed to be.
It's only one team on the list that's above the Texans that won more playoff games than them last year. Even with all those quarterbacks that you just named. The only team that I could possibly say, okay, they could be above them is Denver. The other teams didn't even win. They didn't even win the first round. I don't even think Baltimore made the playoffs. Did Baltimore make the playoffs last year? So they basing this. No,
the Steelers beat them by a field goal.
I know. I wanted to hear you say it out loud. So you have a team that did not make the playoffs last year, that fired their head coach. Their defense is certified garbage, and their quarterback is coming back off injury, and you have them as ranked number 1 in the AFC as the favorite to make the Super Bowl. Man, get off the gas. The media keeps sleeping on H-Town, but everything this team has put together on paper and on the field say they built for a deep championship run right now. We will be there in December. So if you're not with us now, I, Simbo Evans from Simbo Court, would not allow all you bandwagoners to get on the bandwagon. So if you are a fan of the Las Vegas Raiders, if you're a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, or if you're a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, or whoever you're a fan of, stay where you at. Don't come try to get on the bandwagon in December because we will be in the bowl coming this Super Bowl. I said it first here on Simbo's Court.
That's the prediction, right?
Said what I said.
Okay. Well, all that trash you talked about, the Baltimore Ravens not making it to the playoffs, making it to the playoffs, where both of them were when the Super Bowl came around. They were both sitting their ass at home watching the game. So it don't matter how far you made it, it's what you done when you got there. They still didn't do nothing.
Based on if you putting the Ravens as the best at the AFC to make it to got the best chance at the AFC to make it to the Super Bowl, you might as well put the Raiders on the list. Hell, let's just go ahead and put Cleveland on the list, which Shador started at QB. You know, let's just put everybody over Houston. It's cool. Everybody against H-Town. I'm with it. I want that. Because when it pan out the way I think it's gonna pan out, I'm making everybody kiss the ring.
You should have everybody kiss the ring on. If you're gonna say have somebody kiss the ring, you should have no ass-shad knuckles up there talking about kiss the ring. At least your knuckles should have been shining a little more with some Shea Baby oil or some pink oil moisturizer. You should have had something on it if you're gonna have them knuckles shining, man.
Hey man, my knuckles ain't shining, man. This cocoa butter from Honolulu. Look, man, if this your first time, I'll make it your last time. You gotta subscribe to get notified. Cause look, man, this gonna be the hottest show dealing with the Texans all season long. So go ahead and join the family now. I'm Simbo. This is Simbo's Court, and we all famous.